Table for two under my name. At 6:12 p.m. I got a message. Your table for two at 7:00 is confirmed under Noah ***. The restaurant was the Finch, the kind where candles do half the talking. I hadn't booked anything. Claire, my wife, was in the study giving a presentation to 12 faces in a grid. I considered holding my phone up and mouthing, "Did you make a reservation?" Then I thought about the worst answer and the second worst and didn't interrupt her competence. At 6:29 I replied to the bot, "See you then ***, like a man humoring fate. I put on a shirt that could pass as a decision and left a note on the counter, ***, taking a walk ***, because I didn't trust my voice to carry context without spilling. The host smiled like she'd been expecting my uncertainty. "Noah," she said, checking the book as if for show, "right on time, your guest is here." "My guest," I repeated. "Corner banquette." At the corner, a woman stood into a greeting she had rehearsed. Black dress, hair short and stubborn, a mouth that made decisions. I had never seen her. She smiled like we'd met in other rooms. "Noah," she said, "thank you for coming." "I didn't make this reservation," I said. "I know," she said. "I did under your name." She gestured to the seat. "Please." Manners saved me from burning my own house down. I sat. "I'm Ren," she said, "short for something longer I don't use anymore." "Why my name?" I asked. "Because it wouldn't raise a flag. If someone I didn't want to notice looked, they'd think you belonged here." "Who would that be?" "Your wife," she said, the word sitting between us like a third glass. "Claire." The honesty took the oxygen and gave it back cleaner. "You know her." "We share an espresso machine and certain silences," Ren said. "She told me about you the way people tell truths that do not indict." Everything in me wanted to ask, what did she say? The wiser part looked for a window. "Why this?" I asked instead, tapping the table lightly. "Because I was about to become a mistake," Ren said. "I wanted to stop before the noun stuck. I thought if I said certain things to you, I would be forced to hear them. Then I could choose something I could live with." A server arrived with timing that understood both menus and gravity. "Would you like to start with something not too brave?" "Water," I said. I looked at Ren. "And whatever makes honesty easier." "Ginger beer," she said. "No ice." Ren folded her napkin precisely, then ruined the neatness by twisting a corner. "I like your wife," she said. "I like how she does competence without cruelty. I like the way she laughs when she isn't curating it. And I liked how I felt when she noticed me." She met my eyes. "I like how I feel when people notice me. That's not a crime or a virtue. It's something I have to put away carefully when it wants to run the house." "You asked me to meet you so you could tell me you like my wife," I said. "I asked you to meet me so I would have a witness when I chose not to ruin your evening," she said. "I wanted to leave at a decent hour and be able to say I did the right thing in a place with cloth napkins." "It sounds deliberate," I said. Deliberate felt like a quality I had stopped practicing. Home had been logistics we executed flawlessly, personally. Our drinks arrived. "To choosing early," Ren said, and we touched glasses. We ordered food to buy ourselves an hour. We didn't talk about Claire at first. I answered in nouns, maps, numbers, stories that wish they were data. She said she works in operations, making people who aren't listening arrive at the same time. "Your reservation trick was very operations," I said. "Thank you," she said. "It's easier to pick a procedure than a person." When the food came, we ate like people trying to prove we could. Then Ren put her fork down, parallel to the knife, like a runway. Claire said you like long walks that go the wrong direction on purpose, she said. That you have loyalty to certain streets as if they were people. I smiled despite what my heart was doing. Streets give up their stories if you keep forgiving them, I said. I'm not here to take anything, she said. I'm here to give something back before it's mine. She slid a small envelope across the table. Inside, a card with one sentence in tidy print. I like who I am when I am brave with you asterisk. I wrote it this morning, she said, and realized it needed to go somewhere else. So, to you. If not for you, then because of you. I'll tell Claire I can't have coffee with her anymore. I'll like her from a distance that won't hurt her house. You could have texted me, I said, or said nothing and just not gone. I could have, she said, but I want to be the kind of person who doesn't hemorrhage courage the second she gets a chance to be artful. She laughed. I'm trying to get good at leaving rooms while I still like myself. We paid the check. At the door she paused. Tell her the thing you don't tell her, she said. Say it tonight or your fear will have an alibi by morning. Outside, the city practiced evening. I walked home the long way because the short way pretends to know the answer. Our apartment threw light onto the hallway like a confession. Claire was at the counter, jacket still on, keys between her fingers like a pause. You got a reservation confirmation, I said. I booked it, she said. Under your name. Ren thought you might show up if the room belonged to you. I hoped if you did, the story might become something we could carry. I met her, I said. She returned something she didn't take. I handed over the card. Claire read the sentence and set it down. Are you angry? She asked. No, I said. Yes, not in a way that wants to break anything. In a way that wants to say we've been living like good roommates and brave strangers. I miss how we used to be, she said. Not the frantic, the willingness to look ridiculous in front of each other, the way we narrated a city and made it sound like our idea. We could put the narration back, I said. We could decide to be bad at something together again. Like dancing in the kitchen to songs that embarrass us, like baking bread without understanding yeast, like leaving our phones in the drawer by 9 and reading the worst lines from the book club novel, like you telling me the thing you think will make me flinch. She smiled, tired and relieved. I had coffee with Ren twice, she said. I liked who I was in her reflection. I wanted to see if that person could survive my actual life. And she told me I should go home and find out, Claire said. Courage is better recycled than hoarded. She winced. I'm sorry I built a room outside our house to try on a version of myself. I'm sorry I made you find it because I was afraid to bring it inside. I found it, I said, and I came home. I tapped the card. Be brave where the plates live. We made dinner from whatever was there. Pasta that didn't require attention. Tomatoes that forgave being ignored. We ate at the counter. I told her about my street loyalties. She told me about espresso machine silences. We admitted the parts of loneliness that had learned the layout of our house. At 9, we put our phones in the drawer and ignored their impatience. I let my hand cross her back when I passed to turn off the light, and she made a sound I'd been trying to hear without knowing it. Field report, she asked as we listened to the Radiator audition for Ghosts. I remembered your uncurated laugh, I said. I want it back. Then earn it, she said, kind, not cruel. We went for a walk under a sky that hadn't decided on drama. We narrated corners. We practiced being clumsy about hope. We need a word, Claire said, like people say we need milk. Something we can say when it's time to abandon a plan and save the evening. Finch, I said, and she laughed. The table under my name. We walk out, come home, and do something dumb with sincerity. Finch, she agreed, and the word learned our mouths quickly. Later, in bed, we did not solve our marriage. We did the smaller thing. We put our feet together under the blanket like the beginning of a promise. I fell asleep thinking about a stranger who chose early, a wife who chose home, and a city that forgives you for walking the wrong way as long as you keep moving with intent. In the morning, a notification told me thanks for dining with us, Noah ****. I clicked review your experience and typed, we had the duck, we had the truth. We decided to come back when we're hungry for more of both.